What's going on, guys? Welcome to the literal fourth time filming this, because the third time was actually filming the breaking them down from the ReRising Gundam. This is going to be the combination video for the ReRising Gundam and the subsequent review thereof. Now, I have shot this multiple times, and due to many audio failures, I've had to do this again, because even attempting to do a voiceover to my previous video wasn't working because I suck at doing voiceovers. So now that I've kind of mastered transforming this thing, let's get started. And I think I'm gonna go Gunpla by Gunpla in the combination to basically just build this sucker up. And we're gonna start with the Maydol. Alright, so with the Maydol, let's go ahead and grab her. And of course, she just looks so pretty, doesn't she? Let's yoink her legs off. Ah, it's so evil, taking the legs off. I'm sure doing this multiple times is definitely not having an effect on the actual joints whatsoever. Just skipping ahead just a step or two. In the instructions, it tells you to turn these arms multiple different ways to get them to face the right direction. But here's a shortcut. Literally just grab at the bicep. If you have the elbow oriented like this already, you're in the clear. So just rotate at the bicep like this, and then just do the arm like that. That's literally all the instructions really want you to do. You're just trying to get the arms in line over the old leg holes. That's essentially all you're shooting for there. The instructions make it like a 2 or almost 3-step process that's completely unnecessary. So let's go ahead and rotate the ball half. Sounds weird. 180 degrees, like so. You need to pull these bows slash front skirts back, and then yoink this whole section out, which is always fun. And then you can open this guy up, or at least you can pretend to do so, because I literally have never been able to do this properly. It's kind of stupid, if I'm honest. It's like it's supposed to hinge down here and flip that open, and I literally can't. There we go. Finally. I will say the second time I did this, it was a lot cleaner, if I'm honest with you. Okay, so we've got all of that opened up, nice and neato-like, and then we want to take the stand and just cram it up in here. Now, if you want to trust your ReRising Gundam to stand on its own, you can. I don't, so I'm going to plug the legs on and put it on the associated stand. Hey, come back here, leg. Come back here, leg friend. Okay, so there we go. We plugged the legs back on, arrange the feet and the knees however you see fit, arrange your front skirts however you like, whether you want them down really far or not. I do believe that is the most absurd part of the entire thing, but that's also all you got to do for the Wodan pot. So we'll set that back for a second, and we'll go on to the next boy that's actually part of this thing, and it's our core 2, which is really the core of everything. Let's just be honest. And all you really want to do is yoink the hand off. The shield can go off to the side. Yoink the other hand off, set the gun to the side. And by the way, I am totally scared that every time I yoink either these hands off or the arms that are going to go on this off, that it's eventually going to destroy the elbow joints. I'm worried that it's putting undue stress on them. But either way, come down here to the leggy legs. Drop the foot basically straight down, like so. Bend at the knee, bend at the thing. So he basically chunk, kicks himself in the booty. That's what you want. You want booty kicks. You ever done that where you have to kick your butt, kick your own butt for exercise? Kind of sucks. All right, turn the beam sabers downward, and then do the obligatory shoulder stretch, which I also hate doing, thinking eventually it's going to give out and break on me. So pull out the shoulders all the way out like you're doing a normal armor combination mode, and then parts forming. So gonna go ahead and grab this. Actually, not even parts forming, this is extra parts. So you got the plug end that goes right up in there. And the last time I did this, it really didn't want to go. It was fighting me, like legitimately. So it does have a little bit of a to it. You know, I didn't catch that to it. And then you've got all this section happening down here. sorry about that. It will plug in right, cha. I'll come up here so you can see how I right, cha, this. The door close ever so slightly. Get your legs back. In theory, it tells you to put the thing in first and then insert the core Gundam, but frankly, that didn't work for me. So you want to do that. And there we go. Now it's plugged in. Get a little bit of an arch back look to it. And he kind of looks like a mermaid, let's just be honest here. Okay, so get this all arranged. No. And by the way, this is not the order that it tells you in the instructions. This is me basically building this out in a way that makes sense from bottom to top. So we need our Aegis Naito. Go ahead and yoink the thing off of there. Yoink the thing off of there, and you can put this off to the side here. And you can plug this in right here to prep it for its next stage of evolution. For Aegis Boy himself, yoink the shoulders because they don't stay on anyways. Yoink the backpack without hopefully separating anything. You don't want to do that. Yoink the shoulders, and I guess the entire arm realistically. Yoink the whole thing. Yoink the chest, remembering that these parts slot in back there. Set him back like that. Just let him fall backwards. And then you're going to yoink the knees at the lower knee section. It's always unsettling. And then you get this guy into his core fighter mode. And by the way, mine continually still falls off. Let me know if yours does. I think it's possibly getting worse. Every time I flip it, it seems to fall off even easier. Let me know if yours still does that too. So do that number and then lay your wings out like so. Get your chest about as good as you can. Grab your flyer bits. Plug that on to there. Grab your other stand that you had handy because you've already done this 3 times and set that aside. Go ahead and pull this up. By the way, this is probably the best version of this video so far. And then you take the chest parts, you're going to insert it right up in there. And frankly, it doesn't ever feel like it's connected to anything solid. It mostly just feels like it's sitting. I don't like it. I really don't like the feel of it. I wish it connected better. I think it's supposed to connect better. Like that feels about right, but I guarantee you it'll probably pop off. Stay. Okay, so for arms, take the leg. I don't know which leg this is offhand. Fold the toe down, turn the new hand of God right there. So that's going to be our right arm, and you want to plug that in like it's an arm. Which sounds funny, but it's actually true. Grab your other not arm / leg. Do this number. And by the way, I really do think this is a really dumb way to do this because your hand gets entirely blocked in. But hey, you know, what am I, a Gunpla builder? Okay, and then just sort of arrange your arms however you feel like. For the most part, they're just gonna do that. Just be honest with ourselves here. Okay, so we also want to take our backpack, yoink that out of there and put it in the lower hole. Lower hole. Once again, I will recommend that anybody glue these 2 pieces together the way they sandwich so they don't start coming apart on you. And from there, we will take our shoulders. Our shoulders. And you want to put them as far forward as possible, like that. Because when they're normally on the Aegis, you put them as far back as possible. Go ahead and tilt those front flappies up, and then take your arms, which this is also an incredibly dumb part of this transformation. And then, which am I looking at it? Do this so that the shoulder section is facing the elbow. Fold it over until that is notched in nicely, like so. And I guess in theory, if you wanted to, you can just turn the hand like that so it's less obvious. That's sort of on you. Or you could remove the hands entirely, which actually I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to remove the hands entirely because it looks stupid. All right. And then once again, like that and like that. So that's on me. If I wanted to remove the hands, I can. You can also remove the hands if you feel like it. Now you've got a big old tabby there. You got a big old slot right there. And you're building out your really cool shoulder armor. Yeah. ReRise shoulder armor, buddies. That's right. Then you come to the back and you've got that slot right there. That has been so important throughout every transformation, as it were. Fold these slappies down. Not gonna lie, it looks better without the hands. Just set your hands aside. Set your hands aside. Okay. And then we need our Valky boy. Valky Lander. Come on, Par. We're going to grab the wings after lifting up the hair ever so slightly. Grab the wings, yank them off because, Morgiana doesn't need to fly anymore. Grab the gun and slide it off of the sword handle. And then you can leave the sword handle floating about like this, or you can do what I do and stick it back up under the shield so it looks cool. And then yoink the feetums off. Yes, I say feetums. I even say it in the other video where I tell you guys how to break this guy back down into the individual Gunpla, because that's a first time video for that. Oh, and then take off the weird insectoid-like crest that never made any sense in the first place. Okay, so we want the tailed cannon, so to speak. Grab your feet, use these plugs, stick it on like that. Now you can have it like that if you really want to. You shouldn't, but you can. Or you do it like that. It's got more of a kind of a club tail situation happening. So yay for all this number. And then you take this new adapter. Once again, why extra parts? And it's got a perfect little cutout for the gun and everything to just sort of shadunk like that. Isn't that cool? Look at all that. Now I have not determined what that hole is supposed to do, because it doesn't appear to do anything, if I'm honest with you. Now if we come back here to the back of the proboscis. It's not a proboscis, it's more of a proboscis is a nose. This is more of a thorax, if I had to guess. It's either a thorax or a I don't know, what is that? What's the butt of an insect? I already forgot the word. So either way, so you get this number, and if you had it standing, that would kind of act like a third leg. But I don't have mine standing because I have it on a stand. And then you take the wingy boos and you take the last adapter part. Oh my God, why there's so many adapters. And you slot that into his hips from behind. Slot it into the hips. Like that. And we're almost there, friends. We're almost there. I swear to God, we're almost there. And then you can take the insectoid horn creature here, and you can plug it in onto his forehead like a normal head crest. That's right. And then the coolest thing ever happens. The new crystal sprouts from the chest as though Hiruto demanded it. And there we go. We have the ReRising Gundam. And all of it somehow has a sun power form. Isn't it fantastic? Just gorgeous. I'm just kidding. It's not actually that gorgeous. I do wish they had matched the color of this to the Aegis Gundam, though that might have been a dead giveaway in the teasers and whatnot. And they're like, hey, just do it. I think the tail is asinine, but hey, it works. See what I did there? It would be cool if there was anything else going on with this Wodan pod. I feel like the whole back half of the Wodan pod is almost not necessary in any way. It doesn't appear to be like emitting any thrust or anything, but given that it can launch this gigantic sun energy attack without really using any weapons, and it also somehow has a GN field despite having no GN particles, except maybe stored up in all the bits and pieces from the Valkylander. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not a Gunpla scientist. But you can have your Morgiana left over with the Dragon Head Shieldo. I'm going to drop this down. You can get your Aegis Knight that almost fell off the stand. Your Aegis Knight's core fighter. You'd still have your bit of whichever core Gundam armor Hiruto was supposed to actually be using but didn't necessarily use depending on the instructions, and for some reason the gold one gives you Raven even though he was using Jupitive. You could do that, and then also have the flyer that has no way to plug a gun in. I really wish they'd made a way for the gun to plug in. Am I dumb and the gun can like plug in right here? I'm dumb and the gun can plug in there. So there we go. We can do that number. But there we go. There is all of our ReRise, Gunpla, ReRising all together. And once again, guys, if you didn't watch it, I did a video on the other channel for the first time ever, breaking this guy down into its individual parts. And then, you know, you can do it as you see fit with the front skirts. You know, you can crank them up here. Give him some high waters, I guess. Posability is what it is. It looks really dumb with this double jointed elbow and incredibly short biceps. So you can be like, hey, I'm going to punch you. Yes, I am. I'm going to punch Alus so hard he's going to wish he was never digitally born. But either way, guys, that's going to be it. Go watch all the rest of the things. Maybe one day I'll put them in a playlist so you can watch all of the Gundam Build Divers ReRise reviews all in the same place. There's probably a couple more that I might get. I don't know. People have been telling me to get the Load/Lord Astray double rebake. I'm two things in one, but definitely not a reference to Code Geass Gundam. And then there's a couple other things. I do have other ReRise things that I have to build. Or at least one, two. I got two, at very least two other straight up ReRise things to build as it is. So I'll be getting to that eventually. But between now and then, I still have one other thing I've already built, and I'll be reviewing that very shortly. And I mean, like, after I clean off the desk. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, as always, keep on building.